Joey, I'm so glad you're here. I just came from the mailbox and I got my Didi Beads Deluxe Czech bundle in the mail today, and I'm so excited to share it with you. If you are not familiar with this little collection of beads, Stella, the founder of Didi Beads, does it's not really curated, it's really a Czech bead bundle of a sampler of beads, and she does an amazing job. I swear I don't know where she sources her beads and her criteria for putting beads in these bundles. I don't know what her level of uniqueness is for it to be acceptable to go into her bundle, but she does an amazing job, and I kind of pulled out some of my favorites, but there's a lot of favorites for me in here because she just does such a great job. So I'm gonna unbox and make a project because I can almost never unbox without deciding I need to make something right away. As I said, it's not really curated, it really is a sampler, but it's also very comprehensive. I have received this bundle in the past where I've done an entire project and not even pulled anything from my stash. It's really, really amazing how she does it. So I'm gonna go through because this bundle will not go for sale on her website until my video airs, and that way, since she is a small business, a woman-owned business, it's a boutique bead website, things are in limited quantities, so that way people that are seeing what's in the bundle who want it have a chance of it not being sold out when they get there. So but her bundles are definitely worth getting. So I'm going to start right here with this beautiful rondelle. I have a little head pin that I made to use to get my fingers out of the way, but I love Czech glass, and this is absolutely gorgeous. This is a faceted rondelle, and it looks like it has a Picasso wash on both ends. The Picasso wash can sometimes be confused with the travertine finish, especially when it's in such a small quantity. It's a little hard to tell, but I love a faceted rondelle. And then these are just amazing. The Pantone color for 2025 is Mocha Mousse, and I see the Mocha Mousse on this bead, couldn't find the hole, but it also has a table cutting. These dots on this bead are table cut all the way around, so they're like flat and just give you that little flat side. I don't know if you can see when I turn the bead, but this is a beautiful bead, and in with that mocha wash there is also a little bit of pink shining through, which let me get another bead and see, because I don't see it so much on this one. See if I can show you. This is a beautiful, I cannot believe that I'm holding a table cut polka dot bead in my hand. That is just gorgeous, and this is a 6mm bead, so for me it's that sweet size. And then I love these. I'm going to put a few of these. These are like little rice beads or little tube beads, but they have really smooth edges, and these have an AB finish on them, but there's also a couple of colors like pinks and lavenders, so it's opaque, but it does change color. Those are absolutely gorgeous. Such a pretty little bead. And then I have a love affair with Czech glass bicone beads of any kind. But I love these pressed glass. Whoops, come back. You have to go on. I love a pressed glass bicone bead. I just think they are, I picked up one with a blocked hole. I sure did. Never fails. There can be 1,000 beads on my mat, and when the camera's rolling, I will choose out of that 1,000 the one with a blocked hole. It's just Murphy's Law. But look at that gorgeous bicone bead. Isn't it beautiful? It's like an amber. I see a couple of washes. I see the AB finish, and I see the Picasso wash on that glass too. That is a gorgeous bicone bead. So elegant. I just love that. And then these are really cool. These have a little daisy flower imprinted in the middle of a triangle bead, and it's got, looks like a copper wash on this one, and it's a couple of colors. There's that beautiful cobalt blue, and then there's like a pink or like a lavender. Let me see, it looks like there's a little variation in this glass. Let me put a couple of these on my wire. Oh, look how gorgeous they are strung with the fat side of the triangle together. That is beautiful. I love a bead shaped like this because if you want to create different shapes in your stringing, you can turn it different ways, and look at that. You get a whole nother you get a whole nother look from a bead like this. It's so pretty. And then here I have the 2 Czech glass leaves that were in the bundle, and I love this one because when you're doing any kind of a dangle or any kind of a cha-cha section on a bracelet, you can briolette wrap this, but you can simply put a jump ring through the hole. It's right at the top of the bead, and when you string it this way coming out of a design, if you want a dimensional section on one of your pieces, it's very easy to accomplish that with that kind of a bead. And then this is another favorite. Like I said, I put my favorites right here in the front, but there's a lot of favorites in here. I think that white and gold is so amazingly elegant, timeless, and classic. And I've been doing a video series called Pearls Reimagined, Not Your Nona's Pearls. And there's quite a few things in here that I think would be stunning with pearls, and this is one of them. It is an opalescent white leaf bead, and it has a gold wash, so you can see all the veins and lines on this Czech glass leaf. The detail is amazing, and there's quite a nice little collection of those. And then this is an 8mm druck. A druck is a smooth round, and this has got a half metallic, looks like bronze maybe, and then half AB. This bead is gorgeous, so pretty. And there's a nice length here to do a little beaded chain or make a bracelet. And this is one of my favorite beads. This is like a bicone on steroids. This is an elongated bicone bead, and it is just so smooth. You get all the angles and all of the dimension and the geometry that you would expect from a bicone, but it's smooth. Like all the edges are smooth. I just love pressed glass bicones, but these really long ones are just so dramatic. I mean, look at that, just one bead on a little spiral head pin, and literally you could make an earring out of that, and it's gorgeous and be done. I actually might do that. It's so pretty, but this is going to go in one of my projects. And then I just mentioned my series on pearls. I have been collecting sort of meteorite beads and these unusual shapes, kind of nugget beads and chunky beads to go with the Baroque pearls and the stick pearls and the freshwater pearls that are not perfectly round. And this is another thing that would just be absolutely gorgeous with one of my pearl projects. And I absolutely love how it's a bit of a window that you can see through this bead and see my gold wire, you know, my stringing material. And it looks like this has the Picasso, not the Picasso, maybe the travertine finish. It's a clear bead, but this is absolutely stunning. And there are 2 of them. So if you wanted to use this in a bracelet, you definitely could. But look at even stringing them together like that. They are just stunning. They would also make a fabulous pair of earrings. And like I said, the addition of a freshwater pearl or a Baroque pearl would just be gorgeous. And then look at these giant rondelles. This looks like it's maybe about a 12 or maybe even a 14mm faceted rondelle, and there are 4 of them. I love stacking rondelles and discs. You get the most wonderful shapes. These are just gorgeous. The facets are beautiful. I love that bead. And then look at these cool little turtles. They have like a little swirl in the middle of them, or like a little target in the middle of them, but they are so sweet. I love the gold wash. I love the color of these. You know, again, for 2025, we're going to be seeing a lot of these coffee creamer colors with the mocha mousse and a lot of really neutral, you know, which is unusual for Pantone because usually their color of the year is a pop of color and then you add in the neutrals. And this year they did it in reverse. They made the color of the year a neutral and then it goes with everything. So, you know, if you want to do this with any other color here, even, you know, if you want to do it with these are kind of a burgundy, almost it's kind of hard to tell because there's black, there's a little copper, but it's a stunning colorway. But this is just so fun. And then I put my favorites right here. I'm dying over this bead, like absolutely dying. I don't know if this is a newer Czech glass shape or if I've just been under a rock, but I've never seen a Czech glass bell. And I am in love with it. I think it's amazing. And this is going to go in my first project. Do I have one with a blocked hole again? I am telling you, I do not have good success. I have one with a blocked hole. I'll show you a little trick. Some of you have seen this before. I have this little set. There's 7 or 8 different size reamers in my set, and a lot of times with the Czech glass, there could be a little of, they put so many finishes on, like this one has a gold wash. Sometimes you can just clear the hole by kind of filing it. I do have a battery operated reamer, but you need to go underwater for that one. So it looks like this one is not just paint in the hole. But you know what? I will actually turn this into something, and I'll show you what you can do with a bead when you get one with a blocked hole like that. Some of you may have seen I had one in our collaboration box called A Night at the Symphony, and it was just a gorgeous bead, but it did not have a hole through it, and I turned it into a charm. And I might do that with this little bell. I'll set him aside so he doesn't get mixed up with my other beads. But isn't that stunning? It's got the perfect little detail of a bell. I love the gold wash. I just love everything about it. That is just absolutely gorgeous, and I actually needed 3 for the projects that I'm going to be doing with it. I just love it. And then this is another one of my very favorite Czech glass shapes and beads, and I do not have this color. I actually made an entire organizer because I am collecting this in every color that I can find it in. And maybe it's silly, don't ask me why I love this so much. I think it's the geometry of this brick shape, and it's a flower bead as well. The flower is embossed right on the bead, and there's just something about the dimension and the shape. There's geometry in this, but there's the softness of a flower, and I just love it. And this, I wanted to say silver wash, but this looks like it has like a metallic turquoise wash on this one. It's stunning. And when you look through that, you can see that it's also got the Picasso wash. So there's a lot happening in this little flower / brick bead. I was thrilled to get those. And then, you know, I love Czech glass rounds. This is a gorgeous 4mm Czech glass round, and this is in a matching finish to this bead. It has the Picasso wash, a little bit of AB. It's always surprising to me that even as small as these beads are, that the facets are just so beautiful and so well done. And that AB finish, the Aurora Borealis, just makes it glisten. You feel like you found a treasure. So that's going to go in my second project, maybe a little bit in my first project too. And then in this dish, I have some more of these little sort of nugget style beads. And again, this really neutral, it's got a gold wash. It looks like over a Picasso wash. And again, this is another thing that when I saw it, I thought how perfect, and even the perfect size to do a piece with this and freshwater pearls and just embrace all the like nugget and all the different misshapen shapes. I just love that, and I really love the natural elements. I think it's really classy, and also, you know, it's a thing that you can, when you make your piece of jewelry, you can dress it up and make it more formal, but you can also dress it down and do them with jeans and a t-shirt. And then in our bundle, there were 2 different shell beads this month. This one is gorgeous. It's like a little, not a conch shell. I don't remember the name of this shell. I'm terrible. I've lived in Florida my entire life, but I don't know all the shell names. But this is just beautiful with a little copper wash. Again, it's a bead, but look at the detail. It's so beautiful. You could almost have picked it up on the beach. This is the conch shell, and this has that patina that almost looks like a weather vane. You know, it's got that kind of turquoise and the AB finish on it. It almost looks like what happens to a copper weather vane when it's exposed to a salt air and salt water a lot. That is absolutely stunning. And then this dish, I have the hearts and flowers. So this is a beautiful classic flower / heart bead. It is wonderful. I love this green turquoise color. I love the copper wash because you can actually see some of the crackles, like it's a crackle glass heart. It's so beautiful. And then there were 2 of these concentric hearts. It's the heart bead with the concentric hearts embossed on it, and it's got, it looks like a metallic pink and an AB finish on it. That is beautiful, so wonderful for the spring. And then there's some little lily flowers. And here's where I said, like, this is really not a curated box. It's more of a sampler. But when you look at the other things that are in the box, you could so easily do projects with these pieces very easily. It's so cohesive. It just goes together beautifully, and I love that Stella does that. There are some sampler type things, but there are lots of projects in here. And then the little tulip mix, there were 3 colors in my mix, 2 beads each. So this one is a really dusty lavender with a gold wash, and this one is this really pretty orangey red with a gold wash, and then beautiful opaque soft blue. So pretty. So again, if you wanted to add tulips in a design, it is there for you. And then in this dish, I have all the square beads. This is my favorite. This has pink Picasso wash on the edge. It has a really nice thickness. The drill hole is right up the middle, and it has like a wonky square in the middle. It's a table cut bead, and it's wonderful. It just feels so good. I love pink beads. Pink is my color, but I'm also crazy about this bead. Look how gorgeous. Again, with a decorative head pin and that bead, you could make a charm, a pendant, earrings. It's just beautiful. I love the gold wash. It almost looks like one of the old-fashioned space heaters. That's so beautiful, but I love the white and gold. And again, Stella tries to put things in that if you were trying to do a project, there are a few things that can go into individual projects that go together. So it's the most amazing sampler. I love that bead. And then there's a really cool smaller table cut bead with the little stripes going in the other direction and a silver Picasso wash on the edge of that one. And let's see, did I miss anything? I love those little bells. I love these elongated bicones. Okay, I am going to do a project because I am crazy about these bells. I've already designed the second project, but I'm going to put that in another video. I'm going to use these brick flower beads. I'm going to use this and make a charm maybe out of my bell, and I'm also going to be using this for my next video. So I'll set those aside, and in fact, I might even use this one that has a blocked hole for my charm because I think it will look really cool. So I'm going to put that aside, and that's going to be in my next video. And today I am going to make a pair of earrings with these bells, and I am going to be using these threader earrings. I have been sitting here. I just took these threaders out yesterday because I was looking through my beads to look for what would be perfect to go on a threader earring, and I can't think of anything better than these gorgeous little bells. So I also have here these spacers. These are from the Didi Beads website. I bought these about 3 months ago. I'm not sure if they are still there, if they're still, if they're still in stock, but these are the most beautiful little gold-plated spacers. They look like an O bead or a donut bead. So I'm going to feed on my bell, and I'm going to feed on, whoops, one of those little tiny spacers that's hiding. And I think, let me try one of these that I set aside, these Czech glass faceted rounds. They are just so pretty. That is gorgeous. Look at that little bell. I think I'm going to use it. I think it's so pretty. And so I'm going to come here with my bent chain nose pliers and make a 90-degree bend, and I'm going to do a really small wire wrapped loop. And before I close this wire wrapped loop, I'm going to add it to the bottom of my threader earrings. I don't think these open. I think they're soldered right onto the chain. Yes, they are. So the way you do that is make your loop just like that, and then I'm going to open this the way we would a jump ring and give myself a little bit of space and thread it through that loop. And you could also go ahead and do the wire wrapped loop and then add this on with a really small jump ring, but I'm doing it this way just because the bell is pretty small. The little 4mm Czech glass is small. My box chain of these threader earrings is pretty small. So I'm going to just add it right on and close that loop where I opened it. and just get it started. And I'm going to wire wrap this right down to my beads. These earrings, my mother had 14 karat gold threader earrings, and she never took them out of her ears. She loved those earrings so much. And so whenever I see threader earrings, it reminds me of my mom, because that was her earring that she loved. So I think of my mom every day. And she actually loved jewelry. And she even had a little kind of a side business going with jewelry before she passed away. And she would be so proud of my YouTube channel and the lovely community here and all the projects, you know, she would. So I'm thinking of her as I make these. I'm just going to be really gentle to tuck. And that earring is done. Look at that. Isn't it so sweet? I'll put these in my next try on video, but this part, if you're not familiar with threader earrings, this goes through your piercing and you just pull it to whatever length you want. You can have this hanging longer in the front. You can have this chain hanging more to the back of your ear. But I cannot thank Stella enough, because honestly, I was looking through my beads for the perfect bead to add on to these threader earrings, and then this came in the mail today. So thank you, dear Stella. You're so good and so wonderful. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on this side. If you're newer to wire wrapping a loop, I'll try to go slow. And for those of you that know this by heart, you know, just be patient for the newer ones. So I'm going to take a hold of this head pin right at the top of my bead, and this little space on my pliers is going to be where the wraps will lay. So I'm also going to bend my wire this way, perpendicular to my mat. And that is just on the threader earrings. It doesn't matter so much, but that's your orientation of your loop. So I'll show you. When I take my pliers away, now I have this space which my round nose pliers can fit into, and this needs to be really small. So I'm staying down on the tip, and then I'm going to bring the wire over the top of the round nose pliers. Now they're in my way, so I just want to rotate them. So now what was the bottom barrel is now on the top, and now I can continue to wrap around. And then what I like to do at this point is roll my wrist back and just make sure that that loop is centered on my stack of beads, whatever they are. And when I take my pliers away, I have this perfect little loop. So now I'm going to grab this and open this just the way we kind of would a jump ring, and I'm going to add it right onto my loop on my threader earrings. And then I just want to close it back, get in there. It's very small, but I just want to close it back and turn my bent chain nose pliers so that I'm holding the loop, but the pliers are out of my way. And I usually start by locking that into place. It's very small, and these are fine gauge ball head pins, so I'm just going to slowly wrap, so hopefully you'll be able to see. And you can do messy wraps if you like that look. For me, I like to create a coil where one wrap is laying perfectly underneath the previous one, and that's just my style. I just like to make my jewelry as neat as I can, but you know, not everybody. Some people just like to go really fast, and however it lands, that's how they like it. So I am going to come in here and just finish wrapping and just get it as close to the bead as I can and tuck it. Okay, so it's wrapped right down to my beads, and I'm just going to come and snip. And now I don't want anything, whoops, I don't want anything sharp really ever on jewelry. So I can see my little cut end is kind of sticking out. Being really careful not to put any undue pressure on my bead. Just tuck that in. And so that little bell earring is done. These are absolutely adorable. I cannot wait to wear these Aren't they sweet? Oh my goodness. Okay, Stella, I need about 1,000 more of these little bells, and if you could send me some pink ones, I would really love that. Okay, you guys, I will put some pictures up at the end. Like I said, the Deluxe Czech bundle is going for sale at the time this video airs. So if you love what you see, there's a good chance that you'll be able to get a hold of it. It's something we started doing because, as I said, it's wonderful to support a small business and a woman-owned business, and Stella works so hard. So I will put links in the description box also to her website. I put a lot of convenient links there. There's always my favorite tools are listed there, and anything else that I've used that I think you might be interested in is always in that description box. And I thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. Ciao, friends. See you in the next video.